I'm here with the boss, Frank Warren. Lots to talk about in boxing at the minute, but I think tonight was all about the prospects, so we'll just talk about those for a bit. Main event, Louie Lynn, Amin Jahanzeb, fantastic fight.
It was. I mean, it was a close run thing. Styles make fights. There was some real good action in there. There was some messy bits where the clash of heads occurred. Terrible cut. He got a very bad cut to his forehead, and he had a bad cut to his mouth. But but you got to take your hat off to both the guys. They've done extremely well and provided fantastic entertainment for the fans.
It felt like in there you were seeing two complete polar opposites of fighters. Louie Lynn always on the front foot, probably doesn't know how to box on the back foot. Amin Jahanzeb sitting on the back foot, counter-punching, didn't box too much on the front foot. No. I reckon they could fight 1,000 rounds and you'd still struggle to pick a winner.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those type of fights. It depends what sort of style you like when you're scoring fights. But, it was exciting. It was exciting. There was, a couple of it was a lot of toing and throwing. There's a couple of times where he caught him, where Louie caught him with some really good shots and he wobbled him a bit, and then he came back and and I've noticed a lot of times when Louie come in, like he was catching him with that, bringing that shot up and catching him with that one. So it was, I thought it was really good entertainment for the fan, really good entertainment. But unfortunately, that terrible cut, obviously, what happened.
Obviously a contentious one, these sort of fights, like you say, it's what you like. Split decision tonight. Do you think anyone's got any real complaints, or is it just a close fight?
It's how you score a fight. I mean, I thought he'd done enough to win it at that stage. At that stage, I thought he was in front. I don't think there was a lot in the fight. There wasn't a lot in it, but at the end of the day, he came away with a prize, and he's happy with that. And who knows? In the new year, once that all gets healed up, we can make a rematch.
I think everyone will be looking forward to after watching that tonight. I know you think highly of all your young fighters, but there was someone there that I know you think really highly of. Let's start with Mark Chamberlain. Happy with that performance?
Yeah. He said he felt a little bit, getting over the first couple of rounds, and once he did, and when he started putting his shots together, and he put that combination that he caught him with, caught him a couple of shots to the body, and that took the fight out of the opponent, and I thought he'd done extremely well. So I'm really pleased for him.
You've got a couple of big punching lightweights on the books now. I noticed Sam Noakes was ringside. They did the interview, Sam and Mark, together afterwards. That's a fight that everyone wants to see, but needs a bit of seasoning yet.
Yeah, I mean we got that. That's cooking at the moment. We got to bring it to the boil and then get it on. They need a few more fights, the both of them, and that can become a big main event for the pair of them, and they'll do well financially out of it. It's a fight that everybody's going to want to see, and as it stands now, the boxing community want to see it, but we want to get it to a wider audience. And that's what's so good about tonight's show, because it's gone out on BT YouTube as well as BT Sport.
Yeah, we'll get to that shortly, but before we do, Karol Itauma, another one of your young prospects, went 4-0 tonight. Happy with that?
Yeah, 20 years old. It was a good performance. He put his shots together well, and he was throwing some nice body shots. I like him, and I think once he steps up to 6-8 rounds, I think you're going to see him even a better fighter. I think if it had gone 6 rounds, if it had been a 6th round, I think he would have stopped him.
Decorated amateur Karol, and someone that is very professional with how he handles his business, sits at the weight 175, 176, sits at championship weight, as he would say. Do you think titles are in his future?
Yeah, I think all the guys on here have got really good futures to fight for titles. I mean, it's obviously it's the very early stage of their journeys. I mean, what's that? That was Karol's third or fourth fight? It's his fourth fight, so he's got a way to go yet. But they're getting exposure, they're getting seen, and that's really important. For me, it's important as a promoter, and for them, it's important because as I keep saying, if we're getting this audience, this new audience that we're getting out to, they can watch these guys and be part of the journey. Hopefully they like somebody, and by the time we get them into contention for titles, then they know who they are.
We had a young debutant on the show tonight, young Khalid Ali, who seemed to have brought 400, 500, 600 people with him, it sounded like.
It was closed, wasn't it? He done brilliantly. Great atmosphere. The fans got behind him, and that's good, again, from a promoting perspective. That's fantastic for us and great for him, and he actually did it extremely well. I felt he seized his opportunity and went out and pleased his fans.
And the other two we had on tonight, another couple of young prospects, Josh Frankham, cousin to Tyson Fury. Yeah. He big finish for him, first finish in his professional career. He looked very good. He thinks he rushed it, but I thought he looked very good.
He did look good, and he was over-eager. And I said to him, if he had just slowed it down a tad and picked his shots more, he would have looked even better. But he looked really good in what he'd done, and at the end of the day, he won the fight in style. That's how you win fights, and he's got the bit between his teeth, and we'll have him out again soon.
And then the first fight of the night tonight was one of Joe Gallagher's young kids, Callum Thompson. He put Dean Jones on his backside in the first round. The first time Dean Jones ever been put down by a punch. That was some performance, wasn't it?
I've got to tell you something, I really liked him. You know, he's got something about him, hasn't he? And what I liked about it is the variety of shots that he threw. They came from all different angles. He was bringing shots up, hooks, you know, obviously the jab and the right, but it was like inside, you know, shots behind the elbow. For a young fighter at that stage of the game, I was quite impressed. I think Joe's done a good job with him.
Yeah, Joe speaks very highly of him and sees him going all the way, I think. But like we say, tonight, full of prospects. The first time for us on BT Sport Boxing YouTube, potentially a massive audience. This must be exciting for you, a new platform for all your young fighters.
It is, and as I say, you know, it's about getting eyeballs on them, and that's what we're doing. You know, we're getting them out there. People are going to see them, and hopefully that'll give them a bigger following. And it's great for boxing, by the way. You know, we're getting bigger audiences.